In today's top story, a high-ranking member of violent drug trafficking rings sentenced to 9 years in prison. The defendant distributed multi-pound loads of methamphetamine, also possessed guns and threatened violence over drug debts in Seattle. A significant drug distributor for the Jalisco New Generation Cartel was sentenced today in U.S. District Court in Seattle to 9 years in prison, announced U.S. Attorney Nick Brown. Adrian Izazaga Martinez, 32, of Kent, Washington, was ordering 8-pound loads of methamphetamine. At the sentencing hearing, U.S. District Judge John C. Cuffer said, "The size of the drug trafficking organization, the quantity of drugs, and the violence involved justify the long prison term." Mr. Izazaga Martinez was a high-level drug redistributor for a trafficking organization that was bringing upwards of 20-pound shipments of meth and heroin into our area, said U.S. Attorney Brown. And along with the drugs, they brought the violence. The violence we see from cartels in Mexico was brought to the drug trade in our district. According to records filed in the case, between September 2019 and December 2020, a multi-agency law enforcement team began investigating drug trafficking tied to the CJNG cartel. During the investigation, agents conducted thousands of hours of physical and electronic surveillance, secured tracking warrants for more than 100 telephones and/or vehicles, obtained authorization to intercept more than 25 target telephones, and executed search warrants at DTO members' residences. The investigation revealed the trafficking organization was bringing in large amounts of meth and heroin, as well as fentanyl-laced pills and cocaine. The distribution ring operated in King, Snohomish, Lewis, and Pierce counties. The investigation also revealed members of the ring were plotting assaults, kidnappings, and intimidation using firearms. Law enforcement had to intervene multiple times in an effort to prevent violence. Izazaga Martinez was heard on the telephone wiretaps discussing guns and threats. When he was arrested in Kent, Washington, on July 28, 2020, he had nearly $2,500 in cash. Investigators found ammunition in the car he had been riding in. On February 8, 2022, Izazaga Martinez pleaded guilty to conspiracy to distribute controlled substances. In recommending an 11-year sentence, prosecutors noted that Izazaga Martinez was repeatedly heard on the wiretap discussing guns and threats of violence. They also noted the huge amount of narcotics linked to the drug trafficking organization. The risks of synthetic opioids, like methamphetamine, are well documented. According to the University of Washington Addictions, Drug and Alcohol Institute, state drug poisonings went up by approximately 30% in 2020, with methamphetamine and other synthetic opioids, mostly fentanyl, comprising a growing share of drug-caused deaths, prosecutors wrote in their sentencing memo. The investigation was conducted by the U.S. Drug Enforcement Administration's Tacoma Resident Office in partnership with Tahoma Narcotics Enforcement Team, Kent Police Department, Homeland Security Investigations, SeaTac Police Department, Thurston County Narcotics Team, the Federal Bureau of Investigation, and the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, Firearms and Explosives. This case is being prosecuted by Assistant United States Attorneys Amy Jacquet and C. Andrew Colasurdo.